Today on the CTV News at 5, the search continues for a missing Medicine Hat woman. Plus, there's a whooping cough outbreak in southern Alberta. And how an Irvin family is coping 2 years after massive flooding, and they're still not back in their own home.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. It's been a week since a 23-year-old Medicine Hat woman went missing, and there's still no sign of her. Police have charged a man in relation to Amy Lewis's disappearance, but despite extensive searching, there is no trace of her, and police fear the worst. Alicia Fieldberg reports.
The search for a missing Medicine Hat woman continued throughout the weekend by air, water, and foot along the South Saskatchewan River. Friends last heard from 23-year-old Amy Lewis on the evening of June 11th.
Police have yet to locate Lewis, but strongly believe foul play is the cause of her disappearance. Investigators also have reason to believe an area in and around the South Saskatchewan River may provide evidence in connection with her disappearance.
Police found Lewis's vehicle in the parking lot of Park Lane Motel June 14th. The next day, they arrested 34-year-old Medicine Hat resident Jariston Stepanski. He's charged with accessory after the fact of murder. Police expect to lay further charges in the next few days. Classmates who attended Medicine Hat College with Amy Lewis say she just completed her second year of the nursing program and a practicum at Medicine Hat Hospital. They say the program is very tight-knit and they're worried about their classmate. Officers aren't ruling out the chance that Lewis may be found alive, but based on the evidence so far, they think it's unlikely.
Honestly, at this point in time, our investigators believe that she is deceased.
Officers are asking anyone with information on the incident to please contact them. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Medicine Hat.
Jariston Stepanski will remain in custody until his court appearance tomorrow. Family and friends of Amy Lewis are holding a candlelight vigil in Police Point Park tomorrow night at 10. Edmonton police say the man accused in a fatal armored car robbery is cooperating with investigators. Travis Baumgartner is in custody in Langley, BC, where he has appeared before a justice. Police Superintendent Bob Hassel says it's hoped the 21-year-old security guard will be back in Edmonton Wednesday to appear in provincial court. Baumgartner was arrested Saturday while trying to cross into Washington state from BC. 3 of Baumgartner's colleagues were shot to death. One was critically wounded while they were filling ATMs at the University of Alberta early Friday. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from Baumgartner's parents. The man police say killed a Chinese student and sent his body parts across the country is landing in Montreal tonight. Luca Magnotta is being extradited on a military flight from Berlin, Germany. He was in custody of Montreal police and RCMP, who'd flown to Europe to bring him home. Magnotta is charged with the gruesome murder of Chinese student Lin Jun in a Montreal apartment. Police say Magnotta videotaped the murder and then sent Jun's body parts through the mail. Now the self-proclaimed porn actor faces a long string of charges, including first-degree murder. Brooks RCMP are investigating an indecent act at a high school. Mounties say a man in a dark gray truck followed 2 teenage girls into the parking lot of St. Joseph's Catholic School. The 2 girls took video of the man getting out of his truck and exposing himself, and then officers used that video to track down the vehicle and then charge the suspect. A 27-year-old Brooks resident is scheduled to make his first court appearance on July 18th. Meanwhile, a 26-year-old man from Brooks is facing assault charges after a fight at a hotel. RCMP say 4 men got into an argument outside the Brooks Hotel. One of them pepper sprayed the others. Mark Lawrence is facing 3 counts of assault with a weapon, along with 1 count of possession of a dangerous weapon and 1 count of possession of a concealed weapon. Lawrence is scheduled to appear in Brooks Court on June 25th. The first phase of Alberta's tough new drunk driving laws will take effect Canada Day. As of July 1st, Albertans driving over .08 will have their license suspended and vehicle taken away on the spot. The changes to penalties for drivers with a blood alcohol content between .05 and .08 will come into effect on September the 1st. A Cranbrook doctor has resigned and can never practice medicine in BC again because of unprofessional conduct. Family physician Dr. Ernest Wigmore resigned after admitting to 3 incidents of unprofessional conduct, including providing a prescription for a narcotic without adequately assessing that patient's condition. Wigmore also breached limits to his registration with the College of Physicians and Surgeons. He could only see a maximum of 35 patients daily, and he exceeded that. Wigmore also faces a fine of $10,000 on top of the $3,000 cost of the investigation. We're going to be starting this week off a little damp, Dory, roster and cooler, but warmer temperatures towards the weekend.
Absolutely, and the key to this is that we have to get rid of that northwesterly influence as far as the wind direction goes and get back into a westerly flow, and that'll happen overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. So wait till you see the 5-day forecast. Looking not bad at all. I'll tell you all about it in a couple of minutes.
More weather's on the way. Thanks, Dory. Today marks 2 years since rain caused massive flooding in parts of southeastern Alberta, and some people affected say they're still dealing with the aftermath. The Chatfields' home was ruined by floodwater in Irvine. The family of 6 lived in their camping trailer for months until they moved into government-provided housing in November 2010. They still have a mortgage on their damaged home, so they've been rebuilding it, but were recently stalled when a water main broke. The Chatfields say the house won't be livable for at least a couple more months. Officials, though, have told the Chatfields they have until the end of June to vacate the government home. The family is upset it's still affected by something that happened 2 years ago.
I'm sick of it, actually. I'm really tired of it. We're going to be moving back into our camper, so in 2 years we're right back where we started. We're sitting in the camper, but we're just going to keep cracking on, me and my husband.
Chatfields say the government officials told them that they would pay for some of the repairs, including the basement floor. And she says they were told to make the repairs and then submit receipts, but she is not confident that they'll ever get reimbursed. Several other Irvine residents we spoke to say they haven't been compensated for significant damage to their homes and yards either. A group of southern Alberta landowners will be meeting tomorrow to discuss concerns over a proposed power transmission line that would extend from Pincher Creek south to Cardston and then east to Etsicum Coulee south of Bow Island. AltaLink outlined several possible routes at a series of open houses held during the past few weeks, but some landowners are questioning the need for the 200-kilometer line. Terry Vogt reports.
Okay, girls, you got to step back now.
Quentin Stevick custom grazes cattle on a scenic ranch west of the Waterton Reservoir. For Stevick and his wife Anne, the preservation of water, land, and wildlife for future generations is high on their priority list. The thought of having power transmission lines crossing their crops, grassland, and fences makes them shudder.
And a lot of us choose to live here because of the scenery and because of the lifestyle that we can have, and we don't want the adversity of these power lines literally over our house.
The Stevicks are located on one of several routes under consideration by AltaLink for a proposed 240 kV power transmission line, one that would extend from Pincher Creek to south of Bow Island, a distance of up to 220 kilometers. The project, estimated to cost between $300 and $450 million, would bring electricity from new wind farms to homes throughout Alberta.
There's a lot of us landowners that are really concerned about the actual need for this power line. We don't think it's necessary because the generation for this power line is not in place at the present time.
The Stevicks originally farmed near Pincher Creek but were forced to relocate in the mid-1980s because of construction of the Old Man River Dam. Anne says when she got a package of material from AltaLink, she had a feeling of panic.
Picked this place particularly because there was no running water to build a dam that would flood us again. No highways close by. We thought we were clear of any industrial development, and all of a sudden this package comes in the mail and there's a proposal for a 240 kV line right over our buildings, literally.
The Stevicks are among a group of landowners who are now planning to meet with their MLA Tuesday night. They're hoping to try and stop construction of the line if the project proves unnecessary, or at the very least have the route options reconsidered. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Locals are holding a meeting at Twin Butte Hall tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, to discuss concerns about the proposed transmission lines. Several Southern Alberta MLAs have indicated that they will be in attendance. Local New Democrat Shannon Phillips says the latest financial statements show that the creation of a health super board was a bad idea for accountability and the kinds of services that Albertans expect. Phillips says she's not surprised that Alberta Health Services budgeted an extra 29% for administration during the past fiscal year. And during that same period, spending on emergency and outpatient costs increased 4%. The consolidation of regional boards was meant to reduce administrative costs, but the NDP says it's turned out to be more costly for taxpayers. Phillips says the super board has made it easier for the government to delist services and bring private elements into the health system.
What we've said is that we want to return to some elements of regional governance because we know that it is the most responsive and accountable way to govern our healthcare system. We wouldn't do it overnight, but certainly these numbers show that there is something deeply wrong with imposing a corporate model, a private sector model on a public healthcare system.
Phillips says the figures aren't surprising because the super board was stacked with people from the insurance industry, with Americans and people from outside of the province. A Granham family is going to great lengths to bring water to a town in Uganda. The Gripping family and several friends filled jugs with water in Staveley Saturday morning. They carried it on their heads and then in a wheelbarrow 17 kilometers to Clare's home. The group says that it symbolizes the daily effort many people in Uganda face to get clean water and avoid deadly diseases, including cholera and typhoid. The Grippings visited Uganda in December 2010 and fell in love with the people. They're raising money to install a biosand filter that can make clean water accessible to the 350 residents in the Ugandan town Akampala.
And so by bringing our understanding of clean water and filtration and pumping systems, we're giving them the opportunity to have faith that their water is clean, to know that whatever they're drinking is safe for them and for their children. When I went to Uganda, my life was changed, and I want to make a difference for them.
To be able to help a group of people and to make a difference in their lives, not just in the lives of the people who live there now, but in future generations even.
The group hopes to raise $25,000 and travel to Uganda this summer to build the water system. To donate, you can contact the Grippings at 403-687-2595. Now, meanwhile, the financial world is still trying to sort out the implications of the Greek election. A lot of downs today on the markets. Here are the final numbers.